All right, thank you, Will. Let's give him another hand. He's been a great president, has he not? And I don't know about you, but I had to fight back tears for just a moment as I listened to Jay's story, because I saw a little bit of myself in Jay. Before I get started, I want to thank GSBA's Executive Director, Valerie Wilson, and her staff, and of course the Board of Directors for their hard work and their dedication. Let's give them a hand for all that they do. I want to thank all of you for inviting me here because I believe in the work that we do. And I'm very passionate about public education. This is a great opportunity for me to talk to the key leadership in this room, those of you who care about your school districts and about your community. I was told when I was a child growing up that I wouldn't amount to very much. I had low self-esteem, no self-motivation, no self-worth. I was letting the opinions of others determine my value in life. I didn't know my biological father, and I still don't. Back in the day when I was born, you just didn't talk about those kinds of things. So it was hidden. And the father that raised me was not the father, my birth father. I hated this voice that you listen to today. I hated it with a passion. Because as a teenage girl, you always want to sound like all the other teenage girls. But ladies and gentlemen, I did not. But it was people like you that helped to give me hope. That's why we can never give up on any child that comes to our doors. No matter where they come from, no matter their background, no matter their socioeconomic status. See, because of my zip code, because of how I looked on the outside, some people said I would never amount to anything. But it is people like you that gave me hope and helped me to dream. On the inside of this little girl who didn't think she had any value in life whatsoever, and at times thought suicidal thoughts to give up on life, they gave me the ability to take the dream that I had on the inside of me. And that dream was that I would stand before thousands and thousands and thousands of people using a voice that I hated with a passion. And ladies and gentlemen, as the president of the National School Boards Association, I saw the dream that I had as a little girl, that public education leaders like you helped me to dream. I saw it come to pass. As I stood before the people, as I stood before about 7,000 individuals, giving my closing and opening remarks at the National School Boards Association's annual conference in Boston, Massachusetts, when I took the gavel and became president of the organization, and then as I passed the gavel this past March in Denver, Colorado. I saw the dream that I carried on the inside of me as a little child, that one day I would stand before thousands. But it's people like you that helped me to realize that dream. In every community, there is a wealthy place. There is a place near you, ladies and gentlemen. And I call it a wealthy place because there are dreams and visions that were never realized because those people died full rather than dying empty. They took their dreams, they took their visions to the graveyard with them. And I'm talking about a wealthy place we call the cemetery. They never realized those dreams and those visions. Maybe somewhere along the line, public education let them down. Somebody wasn't there to encourage them and to help them. Somebody gave up on them and not tried to find out what their story was really all about. Because if a child is misbehaving in school, there is something going on at home. And somebody has got to pay attention. That's part of why we do what we do, to give children hope. You are the best advocates for children here in Georgia. This is not the time to be silent. This is not the time to grow weary. Your work for children and all children is so valuable. We cannot sit on the sidelines and watch the world go by. The time to prepare for a hurricane, as you well know, is not in the middle of the hurricane. It's before the hurricane gets to you. There are some storms ahead of us in public education. But I say to you, don't be afraid and don't give up. Stay the course and finish the race. Endure until the end. This is a great calling. I see this as a calling. Our voices must be loud like never before in the continued fight for public education. Let's take our advocacy efforts to the next level of victory at the Georgia Capitol, at the U.S. Capitol. This fight, ladies and gentlemen, is not new for us. It's just that the players have changed. Regardless to the players, whether we have a new Congress and a new president or a new Secretary of Education, our focus must not change. Our focus is to stand up for what is right, and public education is right. It's right. And it is right for all children. We need to make sure that lawmakers at the U.S. and state capitals, all stakeholders, know about the best practices and innovative programs that school leaders like you put into action every single day. Continuous improvements and turnarounds. Those are the real stories, stories of success, efforts to boost literacy, close the achievement gap and opportunity gaps for our children, and enhance community involvement and parental involvement. Shining stories of equity and excellence in public education. High expectations and high impact in our public schools. Why aren't those the stories on the 6 o'clock news? Why aren't those the stories in the headlines on the front page of the newspapers? Those are the stories that should be appearing in those places. These stories are our stories. Not just about what we do, they're about who we are. At the end of the day, can you say you gave it all that you have and you did everything that you could do to help children? Let's continue to do all we can for equity and excellence in public education. You're the one setting the tone. Keep your voice steady. Our voice is a powerful voice to stand firm against anything that will undermine our public education system. All of us may look different on the inside because we are different. There's no one person in this room whose DNA is the same. We look different. We may have come from different cultures and different backgrounds. But I know we are driven by the same passion to do what is best to educate our children. Our differences, ladies and gentlemen in this room, should not divide us. Those differences should be the thing that bring us together to do what is right. Every child matters, and I will say that again. Every child matters. Every child. Every child. And every child has a purpose for existence. And they deserve the opportunity to reach their greatest potential from a first-rate education system here in the state of Georgia and all across the United States of America. It shouldn't matter where they live. It shouldn't matter their zip code, their ethnic background, their physical or emotional challenges, or how much money they have. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Today's world is challenging enough for our young people. They need a strong start without barriers to learning. And you can make it happen. Every student should have an equal chance to succeed in life. Every student. My public education helped make me who I am today. Each of you in this room, I want to thank you for everything that you do to raise the bar for achievement for your students and providing excellence in public education. You are the community bridge builders and advocates impacting student achievement, so let's stay laser focused. Let's sharpen our messages like never before on the state level, on our local level, on the national level. Be extraordinary, not ordinary. Mediocrity just won't do. It's excellence. It should be excellence and nothing at all. It's what's needed more than ever before. I believe, and I said I believe, and I hope you believe too, despite what they want to do to, I call it raping public education, cutting the budget and trying to cut programs and put it in privatization and other things that we know all children will not benefit from. But we must stand our ground and stay the course, expecting greatness from the boardroom all the way to the classroom. But ladies and gentlemen, I tell you now, it all starts with us. Our school children are the future, and they are counting on us to do the right things for them. Can I tell you I'm fired up? I'm fired up. Fired up. Are you fired up? Yes. You know what? I got my boxing gloves on. And I'm ready to do a TKO. I'm poised and ready to hit a home run. Let's call our state lawmakers. Let's call our Washington delegation. Let's tweet them and go by their offices and leave messages and get on Facebook and let them know we need a budget that adequately funds public education and not cut millions from programs that have helped children here in the state of Georgia and all across this country. We have to fight using our power, our resources, and ability to ensure there is equity and excellence in public education for all children. We must be laser focused and strategic in our approach to have a seat at the table, to make sure lawmakers understand the impact their decisions have on our children and on our communities. We must let them know that some of their cookie cutter policies just don't work, and we're not going to stand by and just listen and let them do it without doing something about it. We must together fight for this civil right to an excellent public education in Georgia and across America. You know, I'm reminded of something in Ecclesiastes. Oh, I'm getting ready to preach to you now. Get ready. Get ready, get ready. Somebody say, go ahead. Go ahead. Ecclesiastes 9:11. You remember 9:11? Listen to this. It says, I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. So I ask you today, this is our time. This is our season. What are we going to do with it? I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, as I stand before you today, I'm determined to die empty. Are you determined to die empty? Using your power, your resources, your abilities, and everything that is within you to fight for public education for all children, regardless to where they come to us from, regardless to their socioeconomic background or their race. It doesn't matter. They have a purpose or they never would have been born. They need us to stand up for public education like never before. Education is right. So I say to you, fight a good fight, but don't ever quit. Don't ever give up, because there are J's and there are Miranda beers in your school. They are black, they are white, they are Asian, they are Indians, they are Mexicans. They are children, and they need us. They need us. They need us. They need us at the state capitol and in Washington, D.C. to talk about the importance of public education. They need us. They need us to help them find their potential and destiny in life. We are called to do this, and we can together do it. Hey, we may look different, but let's stay together. Let's stay the course for every child, whether there's a special need in their life, handicapped children, all children, regardless. Let's stand up. This is our season. This is our time. We've got to fight. We got to fight. Let me show you something that I'm wrapping things up, because I know my time is up. It's 0 on the clock over here. Okay. Be like those preachers that said, I won't be before you long, and they take another 30 minutes, right? I can't do it. They won't invite me back if I do that. But I want to show you something. Who remember this cell phone? Who had the bag phone in this audience? I see a lot of hands. And you know what? I didn't want to change. I wanted to hang on to this phone. But guess what? It became obsolete. I wanted to hang on to this phone. Okay? I had the BlackBerry, Blueberry, iPhone, you name it. I got a bag full of different phones. But as the time changed, I had to change. We're in a new season, and sometimes that season requires us to change, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes change is not comfortable for us. But don't be afraid to change, because it's for the best of the children. It's not about us. It's not about us. It's all about the children. And I want you to always remember that. When you're sitting at the board table and you want to fight among yourselves, when you want to fight each other, when you want to disagree, go back to why you do what you do. It's all about the children. It's about the children. And when you come out to the public, be together. Be together. Let them see togetherness. Focused leaders doing what is right. So get my bugle ready back there, because I got to go. But I want you to go with me. I don't want to go by myself, because I am an advocate for public education. Are you an advocate? Are you an advocate? Are you an advocate? Come on, play the music. Fired up! Say fired up, ready to go! Fired up! You're fired up and ready to go. Let's go to the fight for public education. No matter what, stand your ground and don't grow weary, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for letting me come.
And they all said amen. Okay. Woo! Man.